Alright, let's put this bead roll in. I already did a couple already. This is actually the bottom of my floor pan in the back part of the car. I already got it set up. Let's roll this one out. I did a few modifications to the bead roller, and it really seemed to help a lot. Still learning, but I think it's going to definitely help making this tool usable. And there you have it. Not pretty, but it'll work. So what I did here, realigned everything, got this to work. The bolts in the end are pretty much useless. It's a matter of getting everything tight enough so I didn't have any more end play. I was going to run this over by my buddy's lathe and have him true stuff up. I just didn't do that yet. But it seems to be working pretty good now. The stop nut, I just put a nylock on there that's kind of wore out, so I can still twist it with my fingers. So I can set my stop, run this down to that point. And I welded a arm on this back bolt that locks the bottom in. And away we go. Do your bead roll. But then when you're done, obviously you loosen this up and you loosen your back up, and you'd always pull up on this so you can get your workout. So I added this spring. I don't know what the spring's from, seat spring or a clutch return spring, I forget. So now I just got to loosen up the back and it comes up all by itself. That right there that made it so much nicer. Because like I said, you needed like 3 hands to operate this without that. And the bead rolls turned out pretty good. I set it so it ain't going super deep, just putting a bead in there. You're not going to see these, that's what I'm kind of experimenting in the back here. The back or the seat's going to pretty much cover. You're just not going to see them, but I figured I need to learn how to do this and experiment. So experiment on this. But like I said, this is the bottom, the floor plate for the Model A. I got all my holes drilled out for my, plug welding it. And what I got done in here is I got the framework all done. Took a little bit more longer than I figured. But I knew I kind of messed up when I made this. When I put my angle on top of this box tubing, I knew I was going to have a step then. So I took little hunks of a 1/8 inch, piece of the metal and welded that all in. So I brought everything flush as one, flush surface. And then, make the side runners. So I'll have my floor come all the way up to here, added these gussets in. That ties, this pillar into the framework. Same on that side. Just a lot of fabbing. Just took a lot of time. The floor is not perfectly level. From me climbing in and out of this thing a million times, I think I kind of bowed some of those cross beams. Not a lot, but just enough where I can see it. So that's what's going on. So a couple more beads to roll here and we'll have her licked. Stay tuned.